Hello and welcome back to episode 14 of The Human Condition. Today we're diving deep into something really fundamental, a force that shapes our lives, often without us even noticing it. The quiet power of repetition.
Mm.
It's not just, our morning routines. It's deeper. It's in our thoughts, our emotions, kind of like background music. It often slips beneath the radar of meaning, as our source puts it.
That's a great way to put it.
And really, when you boil it down, who you are not in a poetic sense, but in the logistical Tuesday afternoon sense, is mostly what you repeat.
Exactly. And that's what we're digging into today, pulling from this really insightful piece called The Echo Chamber of Ourselves, Loops of Habit and Intention.
Hmm.
The big question we're tackling is, well, it's crucial. When is all this repetition a good thing, like a helpful habit? And when does it turn into something hindering, a rut?
Right.
What's the actual difference between a meaningful ritual and just feeling like you're stuck in a prison of your own making? That's what we want to unpack, this basic mechanism shaping us.
That habit versus rut thing, it really hits home. And something that struck me from the material is that repetition. It isn't always about comfort, not at all. The source calls it inertia in disguise, which is fascinating.
It's inertia in disguise.
Yeah. It's this idea that we might stay stuck somewhere, a job, maybe a friendship, even just a way of thinking, not because it's good, but just because it's familiar.
It's known.
Exactly. It's known. That predictability can feel safe, can it? Even if, and I love this phrase, it's slowly sanding you down.
Oof. Yeah, that's vivid. It can definitely feel like a slow erosion.
It's almost like a quiet self-sabotage sometimes.
It absolutely can be. But what's so interesting is the flip side is just as true, isn't it?
How so?
Well, repetition isn't just about getting stuck. It's also, fundamentally, how we build anything important, anything that lasts. Think about it. Discipline, healing, real affection. These things don't happen overnight. They're cumulative.
Built up over time.
Precisely. Like, one act of kindness is nice, sure, but 100 acts, consistently.
That's different.
That's a relationship. That's trust. That could even be your legacy, right? We often look for meaning in the big moments, the fireworks.
Yeah.
But the source points out that often real meaning is actually born in monotony, in the everyday stuff.
Okay, so we have this double-edged sword. Repetition can trap us, but it can also build meaning. So what's the deciding factor?
Well, this is where that core idea comes in.
The one phrase that jumped out at me too, the difference between ritual and prison is intention. That feels really significant.
It's everything. It's the linchpin.
Can you break that down a bit more? How does just intending something change the repetition itself?
Okay, so picture doing the exact same thing every day. If you do it mindlessly, just going through the motions, no real thought behind it,
Yeah.
it easily becomes that cage, a rigid, maybe even soul-crushing routine. But if you bring attention to it,
Presence.
yes, presence, if you're actually there while you're doing it, consciously engaging, that same action transforms. It stops being a prison bar and becomes a rhythm.
A rhythm. I like that.
Yeah, something that gives your life, a pulse. It lets you feel alive inside the structure, not just trapped by it.
That makes sense. But presence. That sounds hard. I mean, most days we're just trying to get through, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely. Presence is a challenge, no doubt about it. Our lives are busy, demanding. But the source makes a really key point here, just noticing the loop you're in. That itself is a form of freedom.
Just noticing.
Yeah. And it's the absolute precondition for making any kind of change. Think about those moments we all have, like realizing, wow, this is the 5th time this week I've said, I'll start exercising tomorrow.
Or maybe, this feels familiar. This is the 3rd relationship where I seem to just disappear into the other person.
Exactly. Those moments,
Yeah.
that noticing. It doesn't magically change things on its own, but it's the essential first step. It's like the autopilot clicking off just for a second.
So for you listening right now, there's real power in starting to pay attention to your own loops, your own repetitions. It really gets you asking, doesn't it? Is this repetition choosing me? Or am I actively, consciously choosing it?
Am I reinforcing something valuable here, something worth keeping? Or am I just, replaying an old script, a familiar sadness, maybe, just because I know all the lines?
And maybe that's the real work, the quiet work of becoming who you want to be. It's about editing your loops, as the source suggests.
Editing your loops.
Yeah. Being mindful enough to see which ones hold you together, which ones help you move forward, and finding the courage to let go of the ones that just hold you back.
So maybe the final thought for you today is this. What loop are you on right now as you go about your day, your week, and really ask yourself, are you choosing it? Truly,
Yeah.
Or are you just running on autoplay, just letting the familiar track play again?
Maybe take a moment every now and then.
And consciously decide. Maybe it's time to skip the track.